Howdy y'all, hope you're having a good day. This is kind of a weird first video, but this channel is going to be about all kinds of random stuff anyway. I'm having a problem with my washer here, and I was an automotive tech for years and years and years, but I've never really dealt with 120 volt stuff, so I'm reaching out to find out if anybody here on the internet kind of can give me a hand before I have to tear this thing apart any further. So I've got the front off of it. I've pulled the controls off of the front, and I don't really want to pull my dryer off the top of this thing to access the control board in the back. So what I've done is a few tests here at the pump, because the problem I'm having is this thing runs just fine until we go to drain, and then I'm having issues with the pump. I took the easy route and replaced that thing with a new one, and didn't really do any testing first. I know, I really should have. But it didn't spin up. So now I've got it back apart. You'll have to forgive the broken wire there. That's not part of the condition. That's me just being kind of overbearing when I pulled this thing apart. But I'll show you what's going on. So hopefully some of y'all that are familiar with, these GE front load washers or something similar can help me out. I know a little bit about 120 volt systems, and there's some stuff here that's just kind of giving me pause. So I won't take up any more of your time yammering on. What I'll show you is the results. So what I've got right now is my DVOM hooked up to the pump connector, essentially. So I've got one lead coming in here to this little brown wire there that I tore apart and put back together for the purposes of this test. And the red lead here is going to be going to the actual plug. Okay, so as I touch one side of this, I'm getting 1.5 mega ohm, which I would assume would probably be okay there. On the other side, however, I'm getting almost zero, so 0.8 ohms of resistance. Obviously that's with this thing unplugged and the controls plugged in up at the top here. It just doesn't seem like I should be getting that low of resistance through this wire, because I'd be powered there at all times, right? So here's the next thing. Let me plug this in and let's take a look at the results. And I apologize, y'all, for my video being all over the place here. But let's go to AC voltage, and I'm going to test the other side of this. And as you can see, I'm getting 61 volts. So the washer is not on. I've heard some relays clicking, and but I haven't turned anything on there. And for just a brief second, I see 120. I'm not real sure what that's about. But 60 ohms would indicate I'd only be getting like half my voltage there, but I'm curious as to why the pump's getting any voltage at this point at all. I'm thinking maybe a control board, but like I said, guys, I don't really know these washers very well. If I power it up, there we go, and put it into its diagnostic mode, and let it run. Let's see here what codes I get. So I think I'm doing this right. I've got 19, and that's it. Okay, so 12, I believe, on this is your pump test. And before I initiate that, let me go ahead and get my wires plugged back in here, or excuse me, get my multimeter plugged back in. Sorry about the blanket. I know this thing is nasty looking, but trying to do this one-handed is also not the easiest thing. But yeah, this blanket's used outside. We've got chickens and things like that that we use with this thing. I'm going to back probe the connector to make it a little bit easier to access that terminal. All right, so still got 60 volts. I'm going to go ahead and run the test. Let's go ahead and hit the start button, and we're just stuck there at 59.4 volts. So those are the results I'm getting. If anybody can clue me in, or you got any insight into what may be going on here, it'd be a big help. Like I said, this is kind of an abnormal type of video, or maybe it's normal. I don't know. This is the first one I'm posting. But I do a lot of things like automotive repair. I tinker around with stuff like this. Got a few different hobbies. You know, we got 3 dogs, and so the content's just kind of be related to that type of thing. So if you're interested in more of this, or you can help me out, feel free to subscribe. You know, I'm not doing this to make money or anything right now. This is just kind of a fun thing, and I'm looking for a little bit of help because I really don't want to pull that dryer down and go and test at the control board. If I need to. I will, you know, maybe I'll find a burnt triac in there or something. I'm not sure what happens to these things when the pumps fail. But yeah, anyway, thank y'all. Take care.